Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
We have TV's Kyle in the house.
Hey, Kyle.
Hello, I'm in a house.
You're in a house.
Kyle, introduce or say the first name of the other guest.
Meet Inc. Or Ian!
Ian!
Hi! I'm
Ian.
also here.
Yeah, there you are. You have to make noise or the camera doesn't cut to you.
Well, fine.
Welcome to episode 525 of the Funny Music Podcast for July 9th, 2020. 20! Apparently I said 2016 last week. Who knew?
Wishful thinking.
No! That's 1 year I do not want to relive.
This year is basically the sequel to 2016.
Yeah, it really is.
It's 2016 too.
Is there a way we can make that math work? I don't know. But
I mean, if Final Fantasy can do it, I don't see why not.
that's true.
It's another election year. Yay.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke bailed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
No, he's right.
So, Luke, what you been up to?
Well, let's see. I guess the most significant thing I can talk about is that I finally finished. Okay, first I should do an asterisk on this. There's a podcast I've mentioned before called the Seniortopia Show, and I did a trailer for them, which they have up at their website. But they also commissioned me to make a song, and I'm waiting on the song's written. I'm waiting on the background track from Tom Smith, and then once Carrie gets back to her hometown, to Winfield, basically I'm waiting on the music from Tom so I can record my parts, record Carrie's demo part, send it to Carrie, have her record her part, and then get it to me, and then I'll mix it together, and I'll send it to Julie, and then it'll be done. So it's like I technically have unfinished business with that other thing, but I kind of consider it like all of the hard work of it is done, and now I'm just waiting on stuff to do quick stuff, and then I'll be done.
And I totally forgot to download the promo you sent me to play on this show, so I'll do that for next week.
I did ask her if they had made a video version of that, and they have not made a video version of that yet. So if you still wanted to play it, you could just pull up. I can make a graphic for you if you tell me what size and resolution to make it. So.
I can do that.
Okay, cool. So anyway, that was one that like I had two big commission pieces that were paid for in January by friends who basically said, "There's no deadline, just do it whenever you can do it," which was a great help to me back then when I was Lyft driving and trying to make sure I got the bills paid on time. But, turned into it's like, oh, I'll get this done. Oh, wait, I got to get ready for MarsCon. Oh, wait, I'll get this done. Oh, there's pandemic. Oh, there's kind of like things kept getting in the way. So, and now I'm trying to get to a point where I can concentrate just on working on the art and the animatics I need to make for my portfolio. But I'm like, I don't want to, it's like, I have to get these done so that they're done and I don't have to worry about them anymore. So, the other thing was way back in January, because every so often that comic I made back in 2016, the pop culture fandom comic, which went viral, like every so often, like it'll kind of make the rounds again. Like a bunch of new people will discover it and start sharing it around. So back in January, that was happening, and on my Facebook page, I had mentioned that I had gotten an idea for a continuation, and the pop culture comic ends with a panel that shows a bunch of random cartoon characters from various different things in pop culture, all about to get on the TARDIS and go somewhere together, as if like every pop culture character in the world is inside the TARDIS or something. And the punchline, the last thing is Garnet from Steven Universe is saying Starscream made cookies. So basically based on that line, I had an idea for at least a good one panel full page thing. But then I thought, well, the main hook of the joke was parodying a line from Transformers the movie that Starscream says when Galvatron shows up at his coronation. And I was like, oh, that's a great joke. And that was the main idea. And then shortly after that, I thought, oh, well, if somebody's interrupting him while he's making cookies, who would be interrupting him, and I immediately thought of the character from pop culture that would be the funniest person to interrupt him and then start a conversation, and that kind of got the wheels turning on that. So one of our good friends, who may or may not be listening, said, I will give you money so that you can make that a reality. And I appreciated, whoa, what the, I lost something.
Breaking
I
everything.
appreciate so much getting the money, which I needed at the time. And I feel bad because it took me, all this time putting it off to finally get around to it. It's like, well, and also another side note was I had kind of started, like typical me. I have like, here's this main core idea. And then it's like, oh, wait, I could add this to it. And I could add this to it. And I could add this to it. And it just becomes like this infinity, thing of making a project way bigger than it needed to be. And it's not that it's a bad idea. It's just not the thing I should be spending a ton of time working on. So, I may go back to that idea someday, but for right now, I just said, you know what? I just got to go back to the original core idea of the joke of that main Starscream joke, and then the scene with the conversation with the pop culture person. And I'm not telling it in details more than, Starscream, because, his name is in the thing. So the comic is called Starscream Made Cookies, and it's 23 panels. I added a 24th at the beginning just to explain it for those who, and to show the image of that last panel from the previous one. And I posted it up, I think it was on July 3rd, and both to, the Great Luke Ski page and my Luke Sikowski page. And then because, well, again, I don't want to be spoilery for those who haven't seen it yet, but I went to a couple of Facebook groups for the television show, which the other main character of the comic is in, and shared it there in those two groups, and they loved it like crazy. They've been like, I got like over 100, reacts, tons of positive comments and stuff. So I'm glad that that not only did my friends enjoy it, but a bunch of random strangers enjoyed it too. And one of them said that that the character from that show that I wrote that character perfectly, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
so,
you pretty much nailed her.
yeah. So I was really happy with how all that turned out. And I haven't posted it yet. I'm probably waiting until next week after I get some more art made with my art lessons with Rich Aarons. But I took a bunch of, I got basically on one big image page, I grabbed a bunch of individual drawings I did of, a couple of the characters who are human shaped and showed them to Rich. And he had a lot of positive comments to make on the drawings I made. He did some sketches next to him too, but there were a few that he was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. That's great. It's, blah, 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 blah. So whatever. But so I'm happy that it wasn't the kind of stuff we've been working on lately, but he also, it was kind of fortuitous timing that his daughter, the morning of, not this past Tuesday, but the one before it, his daughter went into labor and eventually gave birth to his first grandkid. So it's like, so I missed a lesson that week, and he was like being all apologetic. I'm like, dude, do what you need to do. I'm fine. My drawing arm can wait a week. Do what you need to do for your family. So having that extra week was like, cool. I can really focus on doing this comic and getting it done and off my plate and out into the world. And I'm so happy that it's done. I'm really happy with the way it came out. I'm again, speaking of the thing before, it's like I did the first Starscream really detailed, and then I'm like, all right, the rest of them I'm just going to do like kind of a quicker, cartoonier version. And then I started on the second one, and I'm like, nope, I'm making them all this detailed. I can't stop myself from making them look as good as I possibly can, because I don't know who's going to be seeing this thing. Maybe it'll be somebody who is looking for an illustrator or a storyboard artist or whatever. So anyway, so that was kind of the big thing that I did this week. Mentioned I had a lesson, and had a nice fun game on the phone with Alex the other day. He invented a game called the Talking Game, which is basically
For a phone?
like,
Who knew?
yeah. So basically the game is, it's like she's a dungeon master who's like just telling the story of a game you're doing, and then every so often she'll just stop and be like, so what do you think should happen now? And then I come up with something based on what was just said, and then she'll tell me whether or not that fits with her take on what the situation is, or I'll be, or we could do this and okay, yeah, this is what happens, and then it'll be like another 5 minutes of story and story and story. and I played this game with Alex before. This time it was a Scooby-Doo themed adventure because Alex is a Scooby-Doo fan, and also at some point I think Slender Man was in the story, which was cool. So yeah,
it's Slender Man.
Zoinks! And that's another thing. Carrie and Josh have been letting Alex type up some of these stories that Alex has been thinking of into Google Docs, and then they'll share the Google Docs with me. So now they've even started to, I'm assuming one of them is helping her do this, like searching for images that will go with whatever was typing up, because the Scooby-Doo and Slenderman thing was typed up into at least the beginning of a story, and they actually found somebody made fan art of the Scooby Gang with like Slenderman standing behind them. So it was like, oh, cool, it's an illustrated book now. So yeah, and I did my huge grocery shopping thing yesterday, and while I was out, I always hit the toy aisles, and look what I found for $5.
Nice.
A very wonderful, made for preschoolers, Starscream, like, done up pretty much exactly like the original Generation 1. So it's like,
is it soft? Is it squishy?
I mean, it's plastic, but it's like, yeah, it's pretty squishy. It's not completely soft, but it's soft enough. It said it was 8, for kids like 4 or 5 or whatever. So, but I saw this and they had Starscream, Megatron, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee, and I just looked at them and I'm like, I'm taking Starscream home. It's like I put it in the cart and I'm like, let me find a scanner and find out how much these are. And when I saw it was like $4.97. I'm like, hell yeah, I'm taking this home. Oh, something else I brought home for $25, which I'm sure will come in handy on stage at some point.
Nice.
A small round Yoda. As it
yeah.
were. Do the wavy thing. All right. So that's it. What have you been up to since last week?
I've been working on the FuMP Volume 81. I had a neat idea for the cover based on the whole Zoom meeting premise, and managed to get photos and drawings from everyone to get that done. So that you finished that up the other day. Got the back cover done. Got the surface done. And I've been working on a special bonus video for this one. Like we normally do like interviews or something, but I really liked the way the last video came out with the staying at home with the FuMP and with all the clips and how it was scripted and everything. I really liked that.
Trying times.
Yes. So I wanted to do something, that was like that. So I'm not going to spoil what it is, but I've been working with the artist in question on the script for this next video. And hopefully he'll get it filmed this weekend, and we can get it edited and put together. And it's going to be short, but I'm really happy with the way it's coming out so far. I think it's going to be very cool. And speaking of videos, the other thing I did is I finished Spider-Verse's video.
Yeah.
So,
Yay!
like, holy crap!
We have 66% of the vocalists
right
here.
So, like, holy crap, a year and a half later, the video is done. So we're going to premiere that on YouTube on next Wednesday, I think, is when we're going to do it.
Sweet.
Okay, Kyle, I'll send you the link so you can see it. Yeah, so it came out really good. I'm really happy with it. Let me know if you guys who have seen it find any other little errors that I need to fix before we premiere it.
I haven't watched the newest version you sent us yet, but I'm kind of assuming you probably nailed it at this point. So
yeah,
I haven't watched.
It's so great, and I love how I'm so glad that the stuff we filmed with Bonnie came out so good. Her whole section looks so amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing how much easier it is to key somebody who was filmed in front of a green screen. It's like,
right?
There's a reason that they use green screens in the industry,
Yeah,
and
it's like our
sheets.
friend Matt Doohan. Remember that thing I used to do with Mystery Spatula Theater 11?
Yeah.
The MST3K thing. So at Matt Doohan and Tara Doohan's house in the Chicago suburbs, he actually painted one of his walls like that non-photo blue color, just so, and then bought IKEA lights and put track lights up that perfectly pointed at the wall. So whenever we needed to film stuff, it was like, okay, get in front of the wall, sit down and do the thing. So it's like, it's such a tempting thought. It's like I could just paint the wall, but I have a green screen. So
well, one of the things I've been considering is hanging my green screen on a curtain rod. so that I can just,
That's what I've got behind me.
pull it out. Oh, okay. Nice. So I just pull it out when I need it and then push it back when I don't. And, I don't have to worry about dragging it out and stuff. But I don't have the room for that right here. I mean, but whatever. So, Ian, what have you been up to?
Oh, stuff. I've been, I released a song and on the same day released a B-side collection, and I've been working on videos that I post every week on my YouTube, and I have another album I'm working on that's going to be out soon that's been in the works for the past 6 years. So,
And you
That sounds like
shaved.
something you do.
doesn't it? Doesn't it just?
You shaved
yeah,
since last week, too.
That old chestnut. And also, dealing with my car and my health. And I finally shaved.
Yes.
I need to do that.
Far less Grizzly Adams this week.
Yes. With the curly hair, it's more like Shirley Temple with a 5 o'clock shadow, but that's fine.
I approve. It's a good look.
Thank you.
Kyle, what have you been up to that you can tell us? I know there's a whole bunch of stuff you're up to that you can't talk about because that's what interviewing you is like. But
Yeah, well, waiting for the results, like the rest of the results of the last secret thing, because it was development for another, for another company and another person, and it's their job to pitch it, and let's see what happens. But besides that, I've been working on my own pitches. I finished one that is, a semi-adult pitch that I have now pitched to a couple places, but I'm also working on a completely different pitch for what is kind of my dream project, and it's something that kind of is like a very thoroughly kind of 1940s / 90s cartoony thing, and with Looney Tunes cartoons and the Cuphead show and Animaniacs coming out, I'm hoping that it's something that might get more attention than it might have otherwise. It's like I waited long enough for me to be flavor of the month again. So if you just keep doing the same thing from the 90s till now, eventually it'll be the thing again.
I've been trying that myself. We'll see if we'll see if my 90s music comes back in
Right.
style.
And every now and then I start chipping away at another project, which is I'm completely re-recording my first album.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is, there's one song in particular that I think is kind of problematic, and then and some other stuff I'm just not proud of anymore. And if someone's visiting my albums in order, I feel like this one is not gonna make any friends. So I want to just kind of put my best foot forward, and also it's fun, and also this isn't something I was thinking about doing until Austin made it apparent that he really wanted this to happen, while we were doing the Commodore Touchdown Kickstarter, and I'm like, what? No. And then I thought about it for, let's say, 10 minutes, and I'm like, that does sound fun.
Wait,
Nice.
which album is this?
Why Fidelity.
Oh, okay.
So this one will be called Phi Fidelity.
Nice. That makes sense.
I wanted to do a 10-year anniversary of Nerd Songs,
Mm.
and just never got around to being able to re-record the songs for it. And now it's well past the 10-year anniversary. It is the 11-year anniversary.
Well, if you start now, then in 10 years,
The 20-year anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be dead by then. That's fine.
I'll come find you in the murder shed. It's great.
you the boys have been, yeah.
Your balls have been whacking in the tool shed.
So earlier today, this is relevant only to that voice. Trending on Twitter right now. Politics trending. Butthead trending with Beavis.
As it should be.
Well, yeah, didn't they just announce that they were going to be another season or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. New
On
season
Comedy
and-
Central.
A new season and also a new Daria spinoff.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, is it what I it's been so long since I've watched Daria. It's her black friend. I forgot the character's name, but they're basically making a show about her,
Oh, okay.
which is
Yeah.
super cool. But yeah,
Jody.
yeah, Jody, that's it. Okay. Yeah, it's like I know I mentioned this somewhere, but basically I've been taking these Rich Aaron's drawing lessons and trying to improve my skills and learn how to draw people correctly in the right proportion and really get super elite and finally break through and get to this thing. And it's kind of, when I heard about the announcement, it's like, I know that's going to happen. I'm going to get a job at Beavis and Butthead and have to draw Mike Judge style characters like Beavis and Butthead and be like, oh, so all that training was kind of for nothing. But if that actually happened, I would not complain at all, because A, I'd have a job, and B, I'd be working on Beavis and Butthead, for God's sake. So
yeah, Judge anyway. lest you be Judge.
So, and we're doing this live on Twitch TV, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
And it's Twitch TV. What is it?
Twitch.tv/the FuMP, I think.
Yeah, it's _FuMP.
Okay. Twitch.tv/THE
_FUMP.
FUMP.
And it is
all right.
It is normally capitalized the way we capitalize the FuMP, but I don't think that matters.
Yep, there we go. This the friend of mine is going to be possibly tuning in to watch the video. Hey,
and that'll be 4 people watching the video. All right. All right. So, do we want to talk about Ian's song first or the Scooter Picnic song first?
We can do order of release. It doesn't really matter.
I guess it's up to Kyle if he needs to get going or not.
Let's do Ian's song first.
Okay. So, Ian, give us a quick intro to this song. We'll give it a listen.
So, you remember how 10 years ago I did that song, Achievement Unlocked?
I do.
Yes.
I did it again, only about this year.
All right. Here is Achievement Unlocked 2020 by Insane Ian.
In the day a couple years ago, I rapped about achievements in my old school flow. How you do a little thing, it raises your gamer score, and I always need more, cause I'm that hardcore. But nowadays, in this day and age, achievements and trophies don't hold the same sway. That little pop noise will still bring joys, but it's just some toys for serotonin deploys. See, achievements lead to bragging rights, but why limit them to polygons and sprites? Now there's no shame in playing games, but it's all the same, a lame claim to fame. I'll beat any boss and complete any quest, but to level up my life, I gotta be the best. Get a 30-hit combo. Achievement unlocked. Learn to play the banjo. Achievement unlocked. Defeated hundreds of guys. Achievement unlocked. But not in real life. Achievement unlocked. Now that helps a little, but not super widely, and to say this year sucks is putting it mildly. And for some folks, events are taking their tolls, so for them, maybe let's have some easier goals. We need another source to increase our scores, cause they are the force that drives us, of course. Like being comfortable with your physique, you'd hear that, and it would make your week. You feel so accomplished when you master a game. Let's get the real world to act the same. If everything in life had some points assigned, we'd all have new ways to feel sublime. I'm telling you fellas, it's the best idea, and it might be how we get through this year. Learned a new dance. Achievement unlocked. No need for pants. Achievement unlocked. Got out of bed. Achievement unlocked. Didn't shave my head. Achievement unlocked. If you can believe it, you can achieve it. Those points, I need it to survive in this world. Ate some Chex Mix. Achievement unlocked. Binge Netflix. Achievement unlocked. Found a parking spot. Achievement unlocked. Someone thinks you're hot. Achievement unlocked. Made the curve flatter. Achievement unlocked. Supported Black Lives Matter. Achievement unlocked. Helped save the earth. Achievement unlocked. Blocked another turf. Achievement unlocked. Avoided that mosquito. Achievement unlocked. Voted out the Cheeto. Achievement unlocked. Another song done. Achievement unlocked. Reached 2021. Achievement unlocked.
Yay!
Originally recorded 10 years ago from...
Clearly you're playing the video version.
I'm absolutely playing the video. I'm actually playing the video, so people watching on Twitch can play the video. And I didn't have time to edit out the beginning or end, so I thought, I'll just... I can't push the buttons fast enough in this setup, so... Sorry about that. So, Ian, tell us about the 2020 version of this song.
So, I was... I have a Patreon, like everyone else on the internet, and I do a new song every month on my Patreon. If you are subscribed at the $2 level, you get a new song every month. if you're subscribed at the $4 level, you don't just get the new song, but you also get either a demo of that song, a commentary about the song, stuff like that, like behind the scenes making of, depending on whatever it is I happen to be doing that month. And so back in May, I released this song because, hey, let's be timely and talk about what's going on, and yet at the same time kind of, update the song for modern times. And then so I released it on the FuMP, and the same day I released it on the FuMP, I put it out on my 4th B-side collection, which is pictured behind me, called Demented Access Memory Nodes, otherwise known as DAM.
Damn. You spelled it wrong. It should be DAYUM, shouldn't it?
No, that would be DAM.
Yeah. Damn.
It's just DAM. This cover was drawn by Corey Kramer of Wonder Weenies, who has had me as Insane Ian appear in the comic strip. And he's done the cover to a couple other things for me. He randomly did this after me mentioning Demented Access Memory Nodes, and then he was like, yeah, I'll make that a cover. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I'll actually use that. And now I have. So it's my 4th B-side collection. It's all the songs that I've done as guest stars on some things, a bunch of tracks I released on my Patreon, a couple songs that have not been released on anything else, including a couple of the tracks from the rock opera / musical I was working on that I haven't finished, that I'm probably not going to get to for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And, various and sundry other things. It's all collected onto 17 tracks, and it's available on my Bandcamp now.
Woo!
Yeah, woot indeed. So yeah, I thought this was a very nice update, and if you're going to pick a year to do an update for a song like this was definitely the year to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And I wanted to have the video out at the same time, so I did that quick and dirty music video, and I actually managed to get the little achievement unlock pop at the bottom. So that was super fun. Had to use that to throw in a couple extra gags into the video. Had a lot of fun shooting that. So,
do they still have achievements on the Xbox?
Xbox One has achievements, but they look a little different.
Okay.
So I was still using the Xbox 360 achievement symbol. And I actually mentioned trophies this time, which is the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 thing. But I didn't have any trophies pop or anything like that, just the achievements, because the song is called Achievement Unlocked. So,
for a quick and dirty video, it works really well. I mean, you'd never know it would do. I wouldn't call it a quick and dirty video. I think it works great.
Thank you. I've gotten kind of used to doing a video every week now, so I'm doing various and sundry different things on my YouTube channel. I had to stop doing the taste tests because I've got a fatty liver, so I can't do taste tests anymore.
And a heart of gold.
Yeah, well, thank you. It's a bar of gold, and it keeps weighing me down. But I'm still doing reaction videos for. I do a series called A Comedy Musician Reacts, and I do music videos still. And I'm starting a new thing called WTF Games, where I talk about different video game trends over the years. In the first episode of that, well, I did an episode back in January that was kind of off the cuff, didn't really have a script. It was on this Chinese Game Boy knockoff that I got that had like 400 NES games on it.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
So I'm doing that as a continuing series, and the next episode on that is about modern day full motion video live action games. Because back in the 4th and 5th generation of consoles, you had like Sewer Shark and like Prize Fighter and all these, and Night Trap.
Yeah.
And, those games, they still do games like that. And so I'm taking a look at the newer ones because I love full motion video games. They're my favorite, next to light gun games, which is the episode after that.
Oh, cool. Do they still make light gun games? Because I heard those don't work on the HD TVs.
They just released a HD TV light gun for PS4 and Xbox One.
Okay.
And instead of it just being a standard light gun, it comes with a little camera that you point at your TV so that it picks up the screen and the gun sends the signal to the camera to see what you're shooting at.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And also, of course, PlayStation VR has a light gun, technically. And there's actually 2 games on the Switch that use the gyroscopes in the Switch controllers as if you're using guns. So you can point on the screen and shoot things.
Yeah, they did that with the Wii and the Wii U too.
Yeah. And I'm going to talk about the Wii games and some PlayStation 3 games that use the Move controller and a gun peripheral.
Nice.
I've got a whole thing planned.
I just watched a video about the development of. In fact, I'm not even done with it yet, but about the development of Mario 64. About how what they were trying to do originally with the Super Nintendo and developing the hardware and the software at the same time and everything they had to do to make that game a reality and stuff. It was really pretty interesting.
Yep, lots of old school stuff is making its comeback, and there's a lot of new systems that you can play old school games on new HDMI TVs with, and it's retro gaming is exploded. Everything has gone back up in price.
I have a side project retro gaming idea, in fact, because I have so much free time on my hands.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Me too. I'm like, I'm going to do all these videos, new video every week. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Never mind the other projects that I'm working on, like finishing the Reviewsical album, which would probably actually is, knock on wood, going to be finished next week.
Ooh. What's left to do on that?
I have one song that is left yet to be posted, and one song that is not going to have a video because it's going to be a short little thing. But Kyle has heard the song, and I'm working on
and
the
I
music video
helped
for it. And he helped by providing some amazing backing vocals on it. And so I'm working on the music video for that. The music video for that was supposed to come out tomorrow, but it still needs some work, so I'm pushing that back a week. And so I have a different video coming out tomorrow. And so hopefully the album will be out next Friday if all the cosmic tumblers click into the place in the right order and the stars align. Then Reviewsicals, after 6 goddamn years, will be out next Friday.
So basically that'll be 2 albums you've put out in 2 weeks.
Yes.
What are you going to do 2 weeks after that?
I'm going to send off the Ninja Sex Party tribute album tracks to be pressed into the CDs and have that ready to come out by August.
Ooh.
Excellent.
So
I helped.
You helped on that. Luke technically helped on that because he's on Devo's track.
I helped too.
Yep. And so I've gotten just about everybody's tracks. I'm expecting another one today. Unfortunately, somebody had to drop out due to personal reasons. So we're 1 track short. But it looks
I'm
like
not doing another one.
What's that?
I'm not doing another one.
No, nobody's doing another one. This is already 17 songs, so 1 song off I think will be okay. So yeah, I'm gonna get that mixed and mastered, and then sent off to the manufacturing plant to get the discs made. I will probably send out the download codes while that is getting processed, and then getting all the CDs and the posters and everything sent, and then I will get those sent out and mailed out to the backers. So that's going to be super fun. And of course, to Ninja Sex Party as well, because that was the main reason we made this, was to make the album for them.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get their address so I can mail them some CDs.
Awesome. I
wanted
can't wait
to
to hear
ask.
that.
Go
ahead.
I wanted to ask a video game related question, Ian.
Okay.
Talking about all those consoles earlier. I remember 2 or 3 years ago there was this big announcement that there was going to be some new high-end version of Intellivision coming out.
Yeah, the Amico that comes out this year. That comes out. It's supposed to come out October. Tommy Tallarico, who is a video game musician, he made the soundtracks to a lot of games that you love. Earthworm Jim, he did the soundtrack to. He did the soundtrack to a lot of old school 8-bit, 16-bit, and beyond games. Has bought the Intellivision name and is putting out the Amico, which is a brand new Intellivision unit. The system is about $250, but they are saying all the games for the Amico are going to be between $10 and $20. Nothing higher. There is supposed to be a brand new Earthworm Jim game for the system. It's actually a collection of mini games. Not sure how I feel about that, considering Doug however you pronounce Doug's name, he's a bigot, and I'm not really sure I want to back any projects that he does. But the Amico looks cool. There is updated versions of like Astro Smash, and
Cool.
updated versions of like all these classic Intellivision games are getting updated versions, and they're all going to be super cheap to get for the system.
Yeah, speaking of the Doug Tenapel thing, I remember on Facebook or Twitter, it's like a few weeks back, Tony Goldmark was lamenting that. I mean, he never played the games, but he loved the cartoon. He thought it was hilarious, so he researched it to find out how directly involved Doug Tenapel was with the cartoon, and it turns out he really wasn't that much involved at all. So it's like, okay, good, I can still watch the cartoon and not think if there was anything, any major heinous connections there.
Yeah, that was mainly my good friend Doug Langdale, who is very woke.
Yeah, I actually I have Earthworm Jim on the brain anyway because I was talking about the Amico to somebody else. I went out and I found a copy of Earthworm Jim 2, like it had some subtitled on Game Boy Color today, and I managed to pick that up. So, yeah.
Is Waffles near you?
What's that?
Is Waffles near you?
No, Waffles is out in the other room. I have the door to my office here
Okay.
shut so that I don't get walked over by a kitty while I'm trying to sit here because the camera will look like this. that generally won't be fun. But I hear either him or Abby meowing out in the hallway. So,
well, you've got the virtual background working. All you need to do is put a roller coaster video behind you, and then you can do that whole thing.
I wish I could figure out how to do video. I haven't figured that out yet, but just promotions right now for the album.
I don't know if Zoom supports background videos, but
yeah, I might see if it'll take an animated GIF and see if it does that.
Could be neat. All right, so you got anything you want to plug?
Of course. I have my YouTube channel, youtube.com/InsaneIan, or you can go to insaneian.bandcamp.com to pick up my albums, including this one, or Reviewsicles if you weren't one of the backers, which will be out soon. And of course, if you want to help me make new songs every month, that's my Patreon at patreon.com/InsaneIan, where you can get all sorts of exclusives like new music, demos, instrumentals, behind-the-scenes stuff, commentary, plus brand new videos every single week that you get early before everybody else sees them on YouTube on Friday. So that's a thing.
All right, let's do some news.
Time for funny music.
Promo first.
Is the FuMP.
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear. And from our shores, it could get worse.
Dr. Fauci, bring us good news. Give us relief for this pandemic blues.
Wash your hands. It's not that hard to avoid groups and stay 6 feet apart. It's not just about you. It's a damn pandemic. All we're asking you is, don't be a dick.
It's like we're playing Minecraft and we're stuck in the nether. We'll get out whenever.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Everything is canceled. Everything is closed because we're all quarantined. Everything is canceled because of COVID-19.
Time for funny music news. Something.
That's better. I clicked on the wrong thing. All right. In the news, Jessica Delfino announced she has a 2-book deal with Weekly Humorist. She's going to be releasing 2 books, obviously, hence the deal. One is called Moms Who Kill, which is a collection of hilarious parenting essays from the funniest mothers she knows. And the other is Dumb Jokes for Smart Folks, which is a book of ridiculously stupid jokes. Those will be released at the end of 2020 or early 2021. And that's all the information I have about that at the moment. So keep an eye out for more
And she
details.
is one of the jurors this year for the Logan Awards.
She is. Neat. Chris Mezzalesta has announced a side project Kickstarter. His side project Tambourine Love is now doing a Kickstarter for their release of their first album, The Tambourine People. This is not a comedy album, but I wanted to mention it because Chris, it is a 60s pop album. It does get a little silly now and then, but it's got 14 songs. They're looking to raise $5,000. They were just over 900 last time I checked, which is, I can't see because you people are in the way. Yeah, $963 at the moment. So head over to Kickstarter, look for the Tambourine People, and if you're into 60s pop music, give them a listen. There is a new EP out by a comedy punk band called Citty, who are from Illinois. This is called the Doomsday Puppy EP. And if you listen to the album, there's a reason I almost mispronounced that. It is available now on Spotify or at tittycity.bandcamp.com. It's a little difficult to find because City is spelled with 2 T's. Just remember, Titty with 2 T's and City with 2 T's. So
Titty with
City.
3 T's.
Really?
Titty.
Yeah. Well, Titty with
That's
3
3
T's,
T's.
yes. Okay.
Thank you for giving us the nitty-gritty on that.
Yeah.
The Nitty Gritty on Titty City.
That should be the name of their next album.
Clearly.
So, yeah.
It should just be called Committee.
So that's available on Spotify and Bandcamp. And as I mentioned, we're going to be premiering the music video for Spider-Verses next Wednesday. I haven't announced this anywhere else yet because I still need to make sure I know how to do this, but I wanted to mention it now since next week it'll be too late. The plan is Wednesday, July 15th at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/funnymusicproject. It'll be a YouTube premiere, which means it's basically streaming at a certain time. So tune in, watch it live with all the rest of us there commenting about it. It'll be worth it, trust me. All right, anybody got anything else before tour dates?
No.
All right.
If I just had the thing up here on YouTube, somebody has the same person as before, named Micah, made a third installment of little animations of excerpts of the podcast Escape from Walt Disney, featuring Tony Goldmark and also myself and others. So if you look for Fire Blast Studios on YouTube, look for Just for Fun, the best of Escape from Walt Disney so far, part 3, and that just came out today. There you go.
I saw that. That was fun. All right, Kyle, Ian.
Hello.
Tell us about, give us a quick intro to this song and we'll give it a listen.
You ever have a robot and you don't know where to put it? Is a song about that.
All right, here is My Robot Is Too Big by Scooter Picnic.
I got a robot and it's way cool. It is giant and it just rules. I got a Megazord of my own and I can access it with my phone. I punch in the numerical code and some stuff behind me explodes. Then I leap into the cockpit and to monsters I do a hit. But the problem, it is gigantic. It's bigger than the Titanic. And my landlord scolds me a lot. It don't fit in my parking spot. I ain't got no robot garage. It'd get towed if it wasn't so large. And the tagger's paint on its feet, that's as high as taggers can reach. My robot is too big, my robot is too big. This should be the high point of my superhero gig. Instead it's like a giant metal robot albatross. If I knew where to keep it, it'd be totally boss. My robot is too big, my robot is too big. This should be the high point of my superhero gig. It won't break apart into manageable parts. My robot is breaking my heart. My robot is really too much, but its power you really can't touch. It is so impossibly strong, bad guys just never last long. Though I think it might be unnatural to use a robot against a purse snatcher rule. But robot, you are my best friend, and we'll be together till the end. And it really is such a pity to kick a carjacker half across the city. Is it wrong to pick on bad guys that aren't even the same size? I acquired you to fight a kaiju, but there's nowhere that I could hide you. Can't even take you to the drive-thru, and I need 5 friends just to ride you. My robot is too big, my robot is too big. This should be the high point of my superhero gig. Instead it's like a giant metal robot albatross. If I knew where to keep it, it'd be totally boss. My robot is too big, my robot is too big. This should be the high point of my superhero gig. It won't break apart into manageable parts. My robot is breaking my heart.
It's got an ankylosaurus for an arm.
And a grill for making chicken parm.
It can turn into a big skateboard.
And its eyebrows can't be ignored.
One time I lost the keys and that stunk.
When I wash it, I wish that it had shrunk.
It breaks up into 5 large pieces.
But to move them, I need telekinesis.
I get power-ups all the time.
There's a vending machine on its side.
It can leap 10 miles in the air.
And will help you grow chest on your hair.
Oh, look at that. It's decidedly overpowered.
Its name abbreviated spells Howard.
I live inside the control room.
I gotta go though the rent is due soon.
My robot is too big. My robot is too big. This should be the high point of my superhero gig. Instead, it's like a giant metal robot albatross. If I knew where to keep it, it'd be totally boss. My robot is too big. My robot is too big. This should be the high point of my superhero gig. It don't break apart into manageable parts. My robot is breaking my heart. You see, because it breaks up into unmanageable parts. Yeah, I'm gonna go form the head.
Just so you guys are aware, this song does not have a video, so whenever a song doesn't have a video, I just make a still graphic with the title and stuff on it, and I usually show a picture of the artist. I had a picture of, a group picture of Kyle and Ian that I put together, and then I had Megas XLR standing next to you guys along with the title.
I'm good friends with the co-creator of that.
Are you? Nice.
Yeah.
I friended him on
Schaefer, good
Facebook years ago after I met him at Dragon Con.
Kyle knows all the cartoon peoples.
It's getting that way.
So tell us about this song.
So let's see. The oldest part of this song is what I sampled, and it's a cover of the Bare Naked Ladies song "Go Home" that I did in 2009. Which apparently Ian didn't know till now.
No, I didn't.
Although I deliberately aged it with this tape plugin. It's like it's all different ways that tapes can sound distorted, and so I went through it, sent it through all the different versions of that until it sounded beat up enough. So yeah, and then the demo for this I made for FuMP February Album Writing Month in 2018.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I decided, after a while that it would be a better Scooter Picnic song than it was TV's Kyle song. So as a result, I sat on it for 2 years. And actually, I think it was 2019 when I sent it to you for your verse.
Yeah, you sent it to me last year, and I gave you my verse for it. I don't know if I recorded a demo for my verse, but I think...
No, you just wrote the lyrics.
You only sent me your first verse and chorus snippet.
Yeah.
And so I made a doc that had your lyrics in the chorus, and then I added my lyrics to it. And I sent it back to you, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, and so now that we're all stuck inside, I'm catching up on lots and lots of things.
Uh-huh.
And that was one of them.
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, I was just thinking, you're catching up on lots and lots of things. I'm still way behind on all the stuff I need to do. I don't know.
Hey, you updated the FuMP website.
I did. Yes, I did.
But yeah, so as a result, we have our first new Scooter Picnic song since Ian.
Since it's Frog Noticing Time, which I think was 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. with the exception of our track for the Ninja Sex Party tribute
Yes.
album, which was recorded before this.
Its
Yeah,
frog
which was
noticing
recorded
time
before
was
this.
its frog noticing time was 2017.
Oh yeah, 3 years ago now.
Yes.
So yeah, by this point, if we keep doing a song, 2 songs in a year every 3 years, our next album will be out by 2037.
Sounds about right. I'll release my album alongside yours.
Cool. Yeah, we did a song for the Ninja Sex Party tribute album. It is the only Starbomb song on the album that's not just Ninja Sex Party. It's Ninja Sex Party and Aaron Ego Raptor from Game Grumps. Their super group called Starbomb. It's the only non-just solo NSP song on the album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you were on my Patreon, you've heard it already.
But I do really like when you talked about aging the music with that thing, that background music that sounds really old, sounds really cool. It works really well with this.
Yeah, it's something I will likely, do again, is like deliberately make something sound sampled when it's not. I mean, that's pretty much what I did with Wizard Life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Try to make it sound like I was sampling something when I was not, in fact.
I've done that myself, but it's usually with parodies because I don't want to sample the original for legal reasons. So whenever
Right.
I can, I try to have somebody recreate the music. Like I did what song was that? Enhanced, the song about the botched plastic surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
They took some old, it's like R&B song and sped it up like 200%, so it was chipmunky. And I had Chris recreate the original sample, and then I took it and I pitched it up and distorted it and stuff, so it sounded like the rap song I was parodying. And Chris was like, "What the hell did you do to the music I sent you?" And I'm like, "Listen to the song I'm parodying. That's what they did too." So yeah, that's fun.
So anyway, I like robots.
I like robots. I like chicks dig giant robots.
Yeah, I think like for a while when we were talking about working on the next Scooter Picnic album, we had like the title of Just Add Robots as like whatever the next album might be. We were like tossing stuff around and we're like, maybe we should write songs first. But Just Add Robots has always been like in the ether of possible names for it.
See, I forgot about that. A robot song just happened anyway.
Yeah, and a robot song just happened anyway, so...
And I would like to encourage you to pursue that because that is a fantastic album title.
Yeah, Just Add Robots. Makes everything better.
I'll just post a picture of my collection. I'm looking up at
Right?
Voltron and Sun Vulcan Robo and yeah.
Yeah, my Voltron's in the other room, but I have all my Transformers up there. I don't think I have anything that I can reach without going off camera.
I have Starscream right in front of me.
Starscream.
So I have a question that
Well,
that-
I-
and I
Got
said
Robot HN.
I do have this thing, which is from Space Invaders, and I don't even know what it is. It's just a plastic.
It's an alien.
Well, no, it's a
An
space
invader from space.
It's a Space Invader ship, but like in real life, it's just a plastic thing that's a Space Invader. I don't know what it's supposed to be other than just a toy that
Just
you
in an
collect
action
or
figure.
something.
In an action figure.
In
yeah.
an action figure. Okay. Yeah.
So I had a question that because you also mentioned dinosaurs in the song, and a thought occurred to me the other day, and I don't know if this was already done by the toy company, and I just missed it. So mentioning that up front, I was just thinking, and you might want to get Lindsay in this conversation if she's interested at all. So the original 5 Dinobots are, a Tyrannosaurus, a Brontosaurus, a Triceratops, a Stegosaurus, and a Pteranodon. So if there were going to be 5 more Dinobots, which dinosaurs should they be based on? So
Where's Dan Telfer when you need him?
yeah, really. This got into my brain just from collecting all the fossils on in Animal Crossing. So my basic breakdown was probably it would be Brachiosaurus, Dimetrodon, Plesiosaurus, Ankylosaurus, and Dilophosaurus, which is the spitter one from Jurassic Park. And I thought it would be nice as a bonus that there should be more of a mini bot that's a velociraptor, because in real life velociraptors were only like 3 feet tall, so he'd be more of a, like the Bumblebee type toys, like the smaller scale version. But since velociraptors are so popular, other runners up included Archaeopteryx, Spinosaurus, Parasaurolophus. I can never get that name right.
Basically, all the ones that you find the fossils for in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but not all of them. Actually, these last two are the one I just said, and then this one, Pachycephalosaurus. The main reason I included those two at the very bottom of my list is because those are two dinosaurs that Lindsay included when making dinosaurs for the Dinosaur Kingdom in in Mighty Magiswords, and I never really stopped to think about like what are those dinosaurs called, and then when I saw them in the game, I'm like, oh, that's what they're called. So yeah.
Do you have like that? What is it? The one that kind of looks like a Gregorian monk with the circle on its head, the big thing.
Yeah, I think that one's the Pachycephalosaurus.
That's what that is. Okay. I
like
never knew what that one was called.
Yeah, in that one shot they pan over and somebody's just like bonking it on the head repeatedly, like.
Yeah.
I always loved that. I thought that was hilarious. Hey, you! Stop evolving! Memories. So yeah, you guys mentioned the whole notion of a Scooter Picnic album. Like, what else needs to happen for that to come to completion?
More songs.
Yeah, songs mostly. Songs. Yeah. We do have another one that's in progress.
Yeah, we actually have one or two that are in progress. That Kyle has sent me things for. That the things that he sent me, we are completely changing. So
yeah, it's like
other than the music.
I have some tracks that sound good, and I don't feel like writing what I originally was writing for them, and so there will be Scooter Picnic songs about entirely different subjects than what I started with.
Although the one that we mentioned before, I think we were keeping the name of at least just because.
Yes. And Ian, I haven't mentioned this to you, but every now and then I'll just write some other piece of nonsense to go onto that. So that song might actually happen sooner rather than later.
Good. Yeah. Send it to me. I'm ready to do it up. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always up for more Scooter Picnic. Make it happen.
Yes.
Me too. I like doing things.
I also want more Megas XLR, but that's not going to happen. So.
Well, yeah.
Well, it is like kind of on my personal bucket list to someday sell a giant robot show, and I will undoubtedly get Jody involved if that happens, because if you know the guy who made Megas XLR, you get him involved in your giant robot show.
Yes.
This makes all of the sense.
Did they ever release that on DVD or anything?
I don't know.
Because if they did, I want to pick it up.
I know Big O is on DVD. I don't know if Megas XLR was.
You should ask Jared Perez. I know he was a fan of that show, so he might know.
If nothing else, iTunes appears to be selling episodes for $2.
Oh, okay. I could always do that. Go that route. All right. So anything you guys would like to plug?
Well, before that, nobody has asked what the abbreviation Howard means.
Oh, well then tell us, please.
Wait. Back up. Where does the abbreviation Howard appear?
In the song, in the lyrics to the song.
I must have missed that.
Yes, Ian says that it has an acronym that spells out Howard.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I completely missed that.
It stands for Hydrogen Oscillating Wartime Awesome Robot Dude.
I like it.
See, now I could have, like, Mandela effect. I thought that was a reference to something specific.
No, it just because it rhymed with you said skateboard. Or no, whatever you said, it overpowered. It rhymed with overpowered, so I said Howard. The way we write these songs is very much like by the time we get to the verse where we're back and forth, it becomes an improv game.
Right.
Because Kyle will write all of his lines, but my lines that are supposed to rhyme with them aren't there. So I just channel Kyle and put the weird shit that he says into them. And there we go.
Yeah, I thought Howard was like someone who worked for Tony Stark.
Well, Howard Stark was Tony Stark's dad, but
Right. That might be where I got confused.
I did it because it rhymed with overpowered, and I thought, well, I need to think of what that acronym is.
Maybe you were thinking of Jarvis.
Yes. Or Friday.
I'm remembering when Kyle and Luke used to do cartoon strips like that.
Yeah, those Jam comics were awesome.
Yes, those were fun.
If only we had an abundance of spare time. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe getting back to those if you're down to clown Luke.
Sure, yeah, definitely. If you
Not like you don't live close enough. You can just walk across the hall and do that.
Yeah, I'll just like throw my Cintiq at him.
Well, no, draw it on paper, fold it into a paper airplane, throw it out the window, angle it so that it goes back into his window, and then just, send it back and forth like that.
You're right. We need a way for this to be unmanageable and not do it.
Right.
we basically stopped doing it because our lives became too busy, making the animated cartoon for TV to do the silly cartoon for the, the newsletter. So yeah, but yeah, I'm all for doing some more of that stuff.
Now we're not doing that, and also we have Storyboard Pro, and I have a larger online following base than I used to, so we wouldn't be making comics into the wind quite so much.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me, both Devo and I are wearing Weird Al shirts.
Yes. I got my bad hair t-shirt on.
And Weird Al is my homeboy, is the one I'm wearing.
Nice.
And Kyle is wearing a Marvel vs. Capcom shirt.
Yes.
Luke, what shirt are you wearing?
Incredibles
Incredibles 2. Excellent.
And in Incredibles 2, they fight giant robots.
Yes, but okay, so Devo and I are the Weird Al shirts, and you guys are the superhero shirts. This totally is a thing.
This works.
Good. I'm glad we had this talk.
Therefore, Weird Al needs to fight superheroes.
You know what? He's done everything else. He may as well. They showed a clip of his appearance on that new HBO show by the people who did regular show.
Yeah, close enough, which I will be watching immediately after this conversation.
Yeah, pretty much me too.
Neat. All right.
Now I'm going to plug things.
Now plug things.
You can get our things at scooterpicnic.bandcamp.com. You can get my things at tvskyle.bandcamp.com. And you can see me post artwork at tvskyle on the Twitters.
Ian?
All of the things that he said, plus Scooter Picnic music videos on youtube.com/insaneian, because we don't have a separate Scooter Picnic YouTube.
All right.
Oh, and in case anybody is listening to this who has not watched every single stinking episode of Mighty Magic Swords, they are available on both Hulu and HBO Max.
Woo!
Dun dun dun. All right, let's do some feedback.
Okay, how you going, guys?
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Oh, he didn't stick around to do his feedback thing. Oh, well. Number 11 wrote...
Oh, I noticed earlier Lindsay was walking by with a pizza that had shown up that was delivered, so I'm assuming he's going to get the pizza.
Probably. Number 11 wrote, White Walker Lives Matter? Seriously? Not funny at all. Fair.
I apologize for making that joke. I will not make jokes like that in the future.
Eclectic Lee wrote, Devo introduced the episode as being for July 2nd, 2016. I guess he's in some serious denial about the year now, although really the only problem is 2016 would mean starting the Trump presidency over again. And no one caught it either, apparently. And he continues, no offense to anyone else, but this podcast has been sorely lacking in shoebox content lately. Insane Ian, too, but it sounds like that might be made up next week. Yes. Whichever half of Scooter Picnic wrote the description from My Robot Is Too Big, mind reading it? I'd like to make sure I'm saying it correctly in my head.
Kyle wrote that, but I can read it. Hang on a second, because I know exactly how Kyle would say it. So bear with me 1 second here while I pull it up. So I laughed so hard when I read this description. Gee, it's been a while since there was an original Scooter Picnic song, hasn't it? Here's one. It's about giant robots, massive mechas, mega zords. Guess which one of us came up with this idea? It was Kyle.
Yep, that sounds about right. All right, that is it for feedback. I got it.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah. I forgot I had a thing. Friday's song, tomorrow's song is by TV's Kyle, who just left. So we can do the thing.
Yeah, it's like when I first saw that in the schedule, I guess something in my brain made me think that one of the songs was a bonus Sunday song. So I thought it was going to be an Ian song and a Scooter Picnic song and a Kyle song all in 1 week, but I was wrong about that.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll have Kyle back next week. And Tuesday's song is by the Gothsicles.
The Gothsicles? Yeah. Awesome.
And tomorrow's Spotify playlist is Superheroes, because why the hell not?
Woo!
Because I felt like it for no apparent
I have
reason.
things that can fit that playlist.
You do. In fact, I think I'm positive you're on it.
Woohoo!
All right. Ian, plug yourself one more time.
InsaneIan.bandcamp.com, YouTube.com/InsaneIan, Patreon.com/InsaneIan.
And plug Scooter Picnic since your partner left.
ScooterPicnic.bandcamp.com, TVsKyle.bandcamp.com, and at TVsKyle on the Twitters.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And I'm also here.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say, Devastator! Devastator!